वेलकम टू स्पेशल एजुकेशन विद हामिद नकवी। इस वीडियो में भी हम कुछ MCQs स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स के लिए लेके आए हैं जो उनके पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन के इम्तिहान में मददगार साबित होंगे। ये हमारा पार्ट 3 है इस सिलसिले का, तो आइए शुरू करते हैं। What is prevalence of persons with disabilities in Pakistan? 2 to 3%, 7 to 9%, 5% or none? जवाब देखते हैं। What is the prevalence of persons with disabilities in Pakistan का 2 to 3% है जी prevalence of persons with disabilities in Pakistan। Next question जी। Type of education that asks system to adjust rather than the child for effective learning is referred to as special education, mainstreaming, integration or inclusive। जवाब देखते हैं। Type of education that asks system to adjust rather than the child for effective learning is referred to as mainstreaming. Mainstreaming is the correct answer. Next question. A child who faces difficulty in learning new concepts but appear so socially well adjusted may be referred to as mentally retarded, autistic, ADHD or slow learner। जवाब देखते हैं जी। A child who faces difficulty in learning new concept but appears socially well adjusted may be referred to as, correct answer is slow learner। Next question जी। A child who is significantly delayed in intellectual functioning and adaptive behavior is referred to as mentally retarded, autistic, ADHD or slow learner। जवाब देखते हैं। A child who is significantly delayed in intellectual functioning and adaptive behavior is referred to as mentally retarded। Next question जी। It would be educationally appropriate decision to place following types of children together in a special education setting: mentally retarded and slow learner and hearing impaired, visually impaired and slow learner, mentally retarded and autistic। जवाब देखते हैं जी। It would be educationally appropriate decision to place following types of children together in a special education setting, and the answer is mentally retarded and slow learner। Next question ji। The collection of the valid and reliable information about the worth of a person in order to facilitate decision maker is referred to as educational assessment, educational diagnosis, educational measurement, educational evaluation। जवाब देखते हैं जी। The collection of the valid and reliable information about the worth of a person in order to facilitate decision maker is referred to as educational assessment। Next question ji। The difference between quantitative and qualitative research methods can be described as difference in paradigm, difference in the type of data, difference in data analysis procedure, and all of the above. आंसर देखते हैं. The difference between qualitative and quantitative research methods can be described as all of the above. If researcher manipulates an independent variable to investigate its effect on a dependent variable, the research method is referred to as causal comparative research, descriptive research, experimental research और action research. जवाब देखते हैं जी. If researcher manipulates an independent variable to investigate its effect on dependent variable, the research method is referred to as experimental research. Next question ji. Which of the following experimental designs effectively controls the majority of threats of internal and external validity of the experiment? One group, pre-test, post-test design, post-test, pre-test control group design, post-test only control design, and quasi experiment design. आंसर देखते हैं जी. The content validity of a test defined as a consistency in a measurement, appropriate interpretation of scores, purposeful measurement, and good coverage of course. Next G. Which of the following test focuses on information acquired through the informal teaming in lifespan? Personality test, achievement test, aptitude test, and intelligence test. The answer is personality test. Next question. Curriculum can test be defined as all learning opportunities available through schooling, official approved course outline, mapping of the content to him taught in school, and a document approved by federal government. आंसर देखते हैं जी. Curriculum can test be defined as all learning opportunities available through schooling. Next G. The content of the curriculum designed on critical approach is created through the interaction of student and test, selected on already available valid knowledge, based on scientific knowledge, and derived from real life interaction. जवाब देखते हैं जी. The content of the curriculum designed on critical approach is derived from real life contradictions. Next question ji. The limbic system is primarily concerned with actions that satisfy basic needs and with motivation, attentions, emotions, and organization. जवाब देखते हैं जी. The limbic system is primarily concerned with actions that satisfy basic needs and with emotions. Emotions is the correct answer. Next is apraxia is language impairment usually due to left hemisphere damage, can't recognize everyday objects, lack of gross motor coordination, inability to carry out directed motor functions even though directions are understood? Apraxia. The answer is G. Last one, inability to carry out directed motor functions even though directions are understood. Next G. Ataxia is language impairment usually due to left hemisphere damage, can't recognize everyday objects, lack of gross motor coordination, or inability to carry out directed motor functions even though directions are understood. And ataxia, correct answer is motor, lack of gross motor coordination. Next G. Teaching techniques that are generally considered to have the most direct impact on affective feeling are discussion and dialogue, recitation and independent study, role playing and simulation, questioning and observation. Answer is teaching techniques that are generally considered to have the most direct impact on affective feeling are role playing and simulation. Next G. Which of the following is internal stimulus that pushes the organism to behave in certain way? Drive, positive reinforcement, incentive और punishment? और जवाब है जी ड्राइव. Next question जी. The type of motivation in which people participate in an activity for their own enjoyment and satisfaction, not for their reward, it can being is referred to as intrinsic motivations, learning motivations, extrinsic motivation and pure motivation. जवाब देख लेते हैं जी. Intrinsic motivations is the answer. Next question ji. Memory, attention, problem solving and perceptions are key component of which the following approach? Psychodynamic, humanistic, behavioral and cognitive. आंसर देख लेते हैं जी. आंसर is cognitive. Next question is जी. In Pavlov's experimental with dogs, the food is referred to as unconditioned stimulus, unconditioned response, conditioned stimulus and conditioned response. Answer is unconditioned stimulus. Next question is money, trading, stamps and tokens are all examples of primary reinforcers, secondary reinforcers, positive reinforcers and negative reinforcers. The answer is secondary reinforcers. Following the extension, which of the following would reappear if Bell represented unconditioned response, conditioned response, primary reinforces and secondary reinforces? The answer is conditioned response. Which of the following is one of the schedule of reinforcement given by Skinner? Variety of reinforcement, fixed ratio reinforcement, prioritization, regular reinforcement. The answer is fixed ratio enforcement. Following the extension, which of the following would reappear if Bell represented? Unconditional response, conditional response, primary reinforces, and secondary reinforces. The answer is conditioned response. Which of the following is not a psychological motive? Curiosity, the need to achieve, power motive, fatigue, and need for sleep. The answer is fatigue and need for sleep.